Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's start. Yeah. Um, can everybody see my screen? I believe everybody can see my screen. Okay, so let's start. Basic of Forex. So we're starting with the basic of Forex today. Um, so let's start now. So really, what is Forex? What is Forex? Now I'm about to say something that may sound shocking. Do you know you might have participated in the Forex exchange? Some of you are saying, what's this guy saying? He doesn't know what he's saying. Okay, the reason why I said this is because for some of us, we've traveled, we left Nigeria to other countries. And when you take your Naira, so let's say USA, and you take your money to USA and you exchange it for dollar, that's a foreign exchange, okay? Basically, that's a foreign exchange. You've engaged in foreign exchange. Or returning that dollar when you're, let's say you're coming back to Nigeria, you're changing that same dollar to a Naira. That's also a foreign exchange, okay? So that's why I said you might have participated in foreign exchange. Now, the Forex is a short form for foreign exchange. We also call it FX, okay? So you might hear me sometimes call Forex FX. It's the same thing. So foreign exchange rates. Now, we all know there are different rates of currencies or of money based on the country. Now, the reason why some rates are higher than some other country currency. Okay, the reason why some currency rates are higher than some other currency is because of the demand on some currencies. So, if let's say for instance, if the demand on dollar is high, it's going to make dollar very valuable. So the rate will be high. Just like if a demand for somebody is very high or something is very high, the command of that person can or that thing can command a higher rate or a higher value. So if something has more demand, if you have demand for something or for someone, there's a higher possibility that there will be an higher rate or when you demand more for something. So the same thing for currency. If a currency has more demand, the rate will be increased, unlike developing countries. So if you have a developing country, the chances of that currency of that country having high demand is low. So the exchange rate for that currency will be very low. So that's why we have USD to be a very huge exchange rate. You know how much a naira is in dollar. And the reason why it's like that is because of the demand for that dollar is very high. So the exchange rates, they command high rates, okay? That's why. And other currencies too, like the GDP, that's the pounds and the euro, the demand for them in the market is very high. The next one. Okay, how big really is this Forex? How big is it? If you look at my picture, the London Stock Exchange, that's the orange, there's a $7.2 billion every day in exchange in the London stock. $7.2 billion every day exchanging hand every day in the London stock. The next big one is the Tokyo Stock Exchange. That's $18.9 billion. $1 billion is a lot of money, you know. The next one is the New York Stock Exchange. That's $22.4 billion every day exchanging hand. Now, how about Forex? Guess what? Forex, you can see the the graph in this picture. Forex is like way taller than these three guys. Now, a figure for Forex, I think an average of $7.7 trillion a day is exchanged in the Forex market. So ask yourself, how much can you really take in a day? You don't have to be too greedy. 7.7 trillion. All you just have to do is just take a small percentage. You don't really have to go for the whole thing. 7.7 is a lot of money, $1 trillion every day in the market. And I think 5 years ago it was $5.3 trillion, but now it is 7.7. And in the next 10 years, it will be more because more people are coming to the Forex market. A lot of people are coming to Forex market every day, every week, every month. So expect more exchange volume in Forex. So how do you really profit from the foreign exchange market? Okay, Forex is just like real estate, where you buy a property, hold it for a little while, and then you sell, and then you make profit. Same in Forex. Just that the faster process, it's a faster process. Like you have to buy a currency like euro, hold it for a while, and sell it for another pair, such as USD, or sell it for another currency, such as USD. It's like house flipping. Now, what am I saying here is just like if you want to buy a house or you're into real estate, there are some people that are called house flippers. They'll buy a property, they'll buy let's say, or a land or a property, sure. They'll hold it for a while until that space is as appreciated. Like if you stay in Lagos now, Ibejuleki is a very it's a place where almost everybody wants to buy their house or buy a land. Why? Because there's a future in it. So they're looking at buying land and keeping it for the next 10 years because they need to appreciate, and then they will sell it for a higher money than what they got for a more expensive price. So the same thing too in Forex. It's just that Forex is faster. You can even use a 1 minute chart. Like you don't have to wait for years or months in Forex. It could be in a day, it could be in a minute, it could be in a second. It's just that you're holding a currency for holding it for a while and selling it for another currency. So so until you learn the skill and psychology of trading, you will be gambling. So please, Forex is not a place where you come, it's not a child's play. You just come and press buy or press sell. You have to learn the skill and the psychology. Else, your win rate will be low. You'll be gambling. So it makes no difference from doing Bet Nigeria. So why don't you just go to Bet Nigeria straight away? Or go and do Baba Jabu. Okay? So you have to learn the skill well before you start gambling your money in the market. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Please mute your mic. Okay, so let's go to the next topic for today, and that's the market participants. Okay, the market participants. Sorry. You need to know the major players in the forex market. Okay, so there are a lot of people that are in this market, and we need to know all of them. Why? Is because there are some big guys, there are some big boys with huge amounts of money they use to push this market than the rest of us. So we have to know who we are up against. This thing is like a war, okay? It's like a competition. You have to be buying for somebody to be selling. Um, when you're buying, somebody is selling to you. So let's say you're going against these big guys, you could be losing your money if you don't know what you're doing. So you will really have to know who are we up against? Who are these big guys? Okay? Because for me to make money in Forex, somebody is losing money. So it's a war. Just like if you go to market, if you buy tomato from somebody, you are giving your money to that person. That person is selling to you. Who is losing money? You are losing money. Okay? Because you've given your money to somebody else. Well, that's for exchange of something. The same thing in Forex. We're exchanging money for money. Okay? But you have to know who you are up against. All right. So these are the market participants. We have the government. It's arranged accordingly. So the governments are the big guys, the biggest, and the central banks are the biggest. What I mean by biggest is they have a lot of money that have been put into this market. Okay, they push the market at will because of their huge pocket. The next is the financial institutions or the banks, and the fourth is the edgers, the fifth is the speculators, and the sixth is the retail traders. The retail traders are the least of all. They are the whole volume of the market, they occupy like 15% or 10% of the whole volume in the market. Okay, the other guys occupy the 85%. So, like I highlighted here, I said the first to the fifth market participants are responsible for 80% of the movement in the market, while the retail traders are responsible for less than 50% of the transaction in the market. So, the retail traders, like me and you, how much do you have in the market? How much are you really putting? You need about 10,000 lot size to move the market by one pip. Okay, you may not understand what I just said now, but later on you come back to this video and understand what I just said. Okay, you need a lot of money to move this market, and if you don't have up to billions of dollars, you are a child's play. So we are the retail traders. I am a retail trader, but I trade like the central banks. That's the difference. Don't worry, you understand. Let's move. So the central banks and the government, they are the most influential players in the market. It is very important to know what central bank position is on the interest rate, because this is what determines the money supply for the country and its currency rate globally. So when you decide to trade news, listen, you want to pay attention to any high impact news that has to do with interest rates, such as the FOMC, the GDP, central bank rates decision, unemployment rate. Okay, I think I mentioned in the group chat, in the main group chat before, that the central banks, they use the high impact news to their advantage. So if you want to trade in a particular time, you have to know this news. Why? Because these guys use this news to manipulate the market. They use this news to move the market. Okay, and if you don't know what they're using the news for, you should be out of the market when you start seeing high impact news. I'm going to teach you how to know high impact news later on in this mentorship. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to find high impact news, low impact news, and semi impact news. There's a website for it. We're going to get there. But if you are too, let's say, you are like me, you are very inquisitive. So let me just give you the name of the website. It's called forexfactory.com. Although we are still going to get there, I think tomorrow. There's also investing.com. There's bluebadge.com. Okay, don't worry. Let's take it step by step. So the next one is the bank and the financial institutions. They provide most of the volume that makes the market moves the way it does. Okay, you see these guys, look at my picture. You see these top 10 currency traders, these banks, they are crazy. The highest of them, I mean, what I mean by rank, what I mean really is that 16%, that's the Citibank, 16% market share. It means out of 100% of the market movement, that's $7.7 trillion. Remember I said $7.7 trillion is traded in a day. Out of that $7.7 trillion, Citibank owns 16% of that movement, of that money. That's what it really means. Citibank is a 16% of 7.7 trillion is really a big deal if you can calculate that. Okay. The next is the Deutsche Bank, the Barclays. I know of JP Morgan. I know most of you will have heard of JP Morgan. These are very huge banks. These guys, without them in the market will be consolidating. Okay, the market will be chopping. You may not get a lot of volatility without these guys. Okay, so that leads to my second point that says the major bank holiday is not the best time to trade. What I mean is that sometimes these banks takes holiday, they go on break. They're human beings too. Okay, they go on break, like some of their workers. So when they go on breaks like, let's say, holiday like Christmas holiday, New Year holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, which other holiday again? All those nation holidays, or Independence Day. So once they go on break, there's a higher, there's not even like higher probability. The market will chop, okay? The market will be consolidating. What I mean by that is that the market may not move the way you want it to move. Why? Because these guys are the guys that pump the market, that want to push the markets, make the market move with their money. So they believe. Okay? These guys are the ones that make the market move. So when they're on holiday, you go on holiday also. Okay? When you're on break, you take a break. Do not trade in those days or those times. Why? Because Market will may not move, but just keep going up and down and up and down, zigzag, 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 no real trend. The next one is the edgers. The edgers. Okay. I don't really know what these guys really do, but I found out that they protect companies from major losses while doing foreign trade. They allow large corporations to do foreign trade with other countries by exchanging their money for the foreign currencies in order to do business in that particular country in the future. Hmm, nice. The next one is the speculators. Okay, I like these guys so much. They are sophisticated, risk-taking investors with expertise in the markets in which they are trading. Let me read that again. They are sophisticated, risk-taking investors with expertise in the markets in which they are trading. Expertise. Now, a lot of newbies or new traders will come into the market and they want to trade all the whole pair. They want to trade 50 pairs. That's not going to work for you. Okay, you have to be an expert in one pair. Like me, I just trade just 3 pairs. Okay, I know when pairs are supposed to move. I know their behavior. It's just like when you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife or a husband. When you're with that person for a long time, or even your sibling, you know the behavior of that person. You can predict what that person will do. You know what's the next movement for that person. So the same thing with your currency pairs. We don't know what currency pair is. We're going to get to that class, okay? But you want to focus on just one market instrument, okay? You do not want to be here and there. Do not be jack of all trades. The next one, they attempt to predict price changes in the market, believing or speculating that a high profit will occur even if the market indicators may suggest otherwise. E.g., George Soros. Who knows George Soros? Okay, you might not know him. He's a very big player in this market. Okay, um, so in this point, it says these guys believe or speculating that a high profit will occur even if the market indicators may suggest otherwise. These guys are somehow like me in terms of I do not trade with indicators. Okay, indicators may be saying buy to confuse people. We're going to get there. They are mostly confusing retailers or guys that do not have some. I call retailers people that do not have adequate knowledge. Okay, they just come in there to gamble. Most of them do that. So the speculators don't use indicator. There are other ways. That's why we call them sophisticated risk-taking investors. The other ways they look at the market, other eyes they use to look at the market, even if the indicators are saying otherwise. That's why George Soros is a very wealthy man. Speculators work for major banks in a special department and trade money for clients. It is these clients that take your hard-earned money that you take to the bank, they put in the forex market, they grow it and pay you shikini percentage of your savings account in a year. Most of you take your money, or if you know someone that takes his or her money to the bank to save, okay? This bank don't just put your money and keep it in the colo. They don't do that, okay? They take this money and give to these speculators. These speculators now take your own money and go and multiply it in the forex market and give you highest percentages, I think 4%. Why they made over 100% of your money in the whole year? They give you 4% for it. You see, the banks are, I'll not call them wicked people. They are smart. They're smarter than the average human being, okay? They leverage your money in the market by giving these indicators. There's a department that does that. There's a special department that does that. Gives to the speculators. You speculate for them. They make money off your own money and they give you just shikini change. The next one. Retail traders. They invest in for FX. Okay, investing in FX used to be for governments, big banks, large companies, and huge firms, the big boys. Back then, you had to have a lot of money to invest in the in forex market. Unlike now, now you can invest with $5. You can start with $10. Okay, before you need a minimum of $1 million to place a trade with complex registration procedures. Now you don't have to. There's no complex registration procedure. All you have to do is just click a button, put some documents, and you're done. You're ready to play in the market. Okay, Thanks to internet, we can now play in the market. Yes, back in those days there were no internet. You had to, I think, they do it manually, sort of. I don't really know, but now with the internet, you can do this on your phone while you're walking, while you're trekking, while you're on the road, on your laptop, anywhere in the world. Internet has made life easy for us, and they are the least market movers in the market. Like I told you, they move just 15%. They are just responsible for the movement on the market. 15% of the population are the retail traders, and they are individual traders with personal gains. So they just come to the market to just make their own personal money. Okay, they're not trading for any bank. They're just that's me and you. Just come to make our personal money and then we leave. So let's move to the next class. That this is the last class for today, and then we'll continue the next one on Saturday. Okay, so some of you may be saying, what is actually traded in this forex markets? What do you even trade? I don't understand. Okay, let's get to it. What is actually traded in this forex market? We exchange one currency pair for another in the forex market. That's if you have euro USD, exchange euro for dollar, like that. Okay, we're going to get there. We actually exchange money, but not physical money. Okay, you essentially buying and selling shares in different economies, technologically. Sorry, pardon me. For example, euro USD, like this chart you're seeing here. This is the euro, and this is the dollar. Okay, so euro is the base pair, and USD is the code pair. Why I said that is, if you have a pair like euro USD, if you have a pair like euro USD, the first pair, the first currency that comes, the first currency together they're called a pair, but individually they're called currency. So the first currency is what we call the base, and the second one is what we call the quotes. Okay, so if you have GDP USD, GDP will be the base, while USD will be the quotes. Okay, when you have USD JPY, USD will be the base and JPY will be the quotes. So first one is the base, second one is the quotes. So if you buy euro USD, you are buying euro against the USD. Okay, what this means is that you are thinking of euro will gain strength at that moment. So you're looking at euro to gain strength over the USD. So you're expecting euro to go up. You're expecting euro to buy. You're expecting the exchange rate to increase. So if you buy euro USD, what you are essentially saying is that euro will gain more strength than the USD. Okay. And if you sell euro USD, you are selling USD against euro. If you sell euro USD, what you're saying is that the USD will gain more strength over the euro. That means USD is going to increase in exchange rate over the euro. The euro is going to drop in value, USD is going to increase. So you sell euro USD. So when you sell euro USD, that's what you're saying. And for selling USD is going to go down. Okay, it's going to decline. But if you buy USD, it's going to go up higher. So these are the major currencies. We have USD, which is the most heavily traded currencies. US is the most heavily traded currency. That's the United States dollar. 85%. Okay, is traded. Euro is the next one. That's 39%. That's JPY, Japanese yen, 19%. GDP, that's Great Britain pounds, 13%. AUD is Australian dollar, 8%. CHF is Swiss, that's Swiss franc, 6%. And CAD, card, that's the Canadian dollar, 5%. So there are seven major currency pairs. The reason why we call them major currency pairs is because they have the USD, this USD, United States dollar. Okay, so these are the seven major currency pairs. Go back, seven major currency pairs, and these are their nickname. Euro dollar, we also call it fiber. Dollar yen, pound dollar. This pound dollar, we call it cable. The other nickname is cable. Okay. The next one, Swiss dollar Swiss, that's USD CHF. Then there's the Luni, that's USD card. There's the Aussie, there's the Kiwi dollar. So sometimes in the group chat, I can just come and say, everybody check fiber. You should know I'm talking about euro dollar. If I say check cable, you should know I'm talking about pound dollar. If I say check Luni, you should know I'm talking about USD card. If I say check Kiwi, you know I'm talking about NZD USD. Okay, these are pairs. Together it's called a pair, but one is called a currency. So together it's called a currency pair. Let's move to the next. So these are crosses, or we call them minors. They are any pair that does not contain the US dollar. Some of the most common include the JPY, GDP, and Euro. So the yen crosses, these are the yen crosses. You can see them, the Euro crosses. Also the pound crosses and other crosses. And then we have the exotic currency pair. Okay, any major currency that is paired with an emerging currency. Emerging currency is a developing currency. Okay, we have um, the South African rand, South Korean, Hong Kong, Singapore, India, Mexican, Russia, rupee. These are exotic pairs. They are not, sometimes not, because most of them are developing, but some of them are not. They are not heavily traded. Okay, they are not heavily traded like the seven major currency pairs I talked about, or the major currencies. They are not heavily traded, so that's why they are called exotic currencies. Because they are not heavily traded, so they cost more because they are not widely traded. Your broker will have to work hard to find someone who wants to trade what you have. So they are very expensive to trade. The reason because your broker, because they're not heavily traded, so your broker has worked twice as hard to find someone that wants to exchange for what you have. So they have higher spread. You have to pay much money than the other major currency pairs I showed you. You have to pay much money to trade these currencies. Okay, exotic currencies. They are not heavily traded. So you pay much money or much spread to trade them. We'll get to the class where we talk about spread. Okay, just like when you go to your bureau de change, if you exchange dollar for naira, you see that small percentage your mullah will collect. That small percentage they collect, that's what we call spread. That's what we call spread. So your broker will collect spread. The broker will collect that spread for exchanging, for connecting you into the global market. We're going to get to spread, okay? So let's take it one step at the other, because I know some of you may have questions. That's why I'm saying this. So I want you to work with just few currency pairs for now, please. For now, please. You don't need to work with all the currency pairs. And when you are an expert, or when you have proven yourself, then you can now start with other currencies. Okay? Other currency pair. Pardon me. Okay. We have the Euro USD, the GDP USD, and the GDP JPY. So these are the three currency pairs that I trade even till now. These are only the three currency pairs I trade till now. So focus on this, and after on you can migrate to any other currencies. Okay. So I think that's all for today's class. That's all for today's class. So any question, please? You can unmute yourself now. You can unmute yourself. So any question?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, while you were talking, I missed out, the screen wasn't showing when you were explaining the currency pairs, the one they call, I don't know. I didn't get that. My screen was off then. Okay.
Okay.
I would like you to take that again, please. No,
Um,
the slide before this one, not this one.
this one. This one.
I guess. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Or the one before it, number 2.
Okay. This
Okay,
one.
yeah. I didn't. Can you just explain these two slides, this one and number 3, please?
Okay, so what I said is that we exchange euro for dollar. Let's say you want to buy this
Okay.
currency here. So what you're actually doing is you're exchanging euro for dollar. And I mentioned that if you have euro USD as a pair like this, the first pair is what we call the base, and the second one is what we call the
Okay.
quotes. So if you have GDP USD, the first the first pair, which is GDP, will be the base, and second will be the quotes. So if you're buying euro USD, what you're actually saying is that you expect euro to gain value. So expecting euro to gain value against USD. Okay, so when you buy euro USD, you are buying euro, you are buying the base against the quotes. That's euro against USD. So that's euro will gain more value than USD. So it will go higher. Market will go up. So that's buying euro USD. And if you sell euro USD, what you're saying is that if you sell USD, what you're saying is that the USD is going to gain more value than euro. Okay, so euro is going to
Okay.
lost value. It's going to lost its high rate. So the market will start going down. So if you sell euro USD, what you're selling is you're selling the quotes, which is USD, against the base. Okay, you do not really need all this explanation I'm saying because they are for fundamental traders. You're going to be a technical trader. So I'm just saying this just for the newbies because you're just starting. So you just have to just know this. You do not really have to know this to make money. Okay, so the
Okay.
next one, the next slide is because the reason why I say that is because you'll be thinking, how am I supposed to know US is going to gain value over? How am I going to know US is going to gain value over euro? You know, so you do
Mm.
not need to bother yourself about that. I'm going to teach you technical analysis, and I'm going to know that without even knowing if euro is falling or US is falling. You do not need all those information. Okay. So the major currencies, which is the next slide,
Okay.
I mentioned USD being
Mm.
the most heavily traded, and the least traded is the Canadian pair. Okay, so that's it. That's it. You will get the
Okay.
video. You will get the video, so you can
Okay, that's fine.
always you can always check back. Any other question, please?
Rolling with the conscience, one bar.
Yeah.
With the conscience.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Great. Is this blessing?
No.
Oh, iPhone.
Yes.
What's your name? What's your name on the group chat, please?
Maureen. Icon. Iconic.
Oh, iconic. Oh, all right. All right. Thank you for the question. Any question? Anybody can throw me any question. No question is too stupid, okay? Let's learn together. So let me wait for the next 1 minute. If there's no question, we're going to end this session, and I'm going to send the recorded video to the channel so you can all go through it again and again.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Um, Thank you very much for taking your time to go through all this slide. My question is not relatively concerning what you have been talking about since. Though I've read so many things concerning and I can see that you are on point. My question is maybe I'm going to send it directly to you concerning the MT4 that I'm using. As in, I don't know how I can change the slide as in the background to some maybe white, because what I'm having there is black, and it's not giving me the actual what I needed it for. So that's my question.
Okay. Thank you very much. So like you said, you have to private chat me, sir. So send me a private
Okay,
chat and let's talk about that. Okay.
okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. So, in the absence of no question, we're going to end today's session. I appreciate everybody for joining. So, this time on Saturday, 5 to 6, we're going to continue the other part of the basic class. All right. Thank you very much. Love you all. Have a good night rest. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.